All right, welcome back, everybody. Happy fucking Blackout Tuesday. If you're watching on the video show, we're drinking.
This is also a Thursday.
Yeah, it's coming out on Thursday, but we're recording it on Tuesday. Because I got a lot of shit. I got a lot of shit to get off my chest here today. Let me take a sip of the aforementioned bourbon here.
What you drinking?
I'm drinking Eagle Rare. It's good.
Seems to be a house favorite now.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I got Elijah Craig.
Nice.
Just the small batch. It is. Oh, it is a barrel pick. It's a barrel pick from Total Wine.
Sweet.
94 proof.
Do you think the listeners want to know about my drink?
Yes.
It's Burnett's. Burnett's
Watermelon Burnett's.
with water and ice because I couldn't find a flavor to put.
Well, you put lemon juice in there.
Yeah, I guess that is a flavor.
So watermelon, lemon,
So is it like rat
and
poison?
water. Yeah.
Cyanide probably has a taste.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I think we should all just drink fucking rat poison.
This isn't a call for help.
I'll taste cyanide.
Yeah, I'll just eat it. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't hear much about what cyanide tastes like.
No.
It's almost like, people who taste it really, they're not very vocal.
Yeah, there was really just that one guy, and then he got employed by Spectre, so.
Yeah, but he's dead now too.
Yeah.
Didn't he say something about cyanide?
He said it burns.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
he
not
didn't
taste.
mention the taste though.
Yeah.
Definitely fucked up his jaw.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Alright. I gotta just jump right into this bullshit.
okay.
So, today, Instagram was broken. I started scrolling through and it was just everyone's posts were black. And it was hilarious because, so I said this to you guys before we got on air. Jamie sent me a Snapchat today and goes, why is my Instagram broken and everything is just black squares? So, out of context, people are going to be like, ugh, ugh. But Jamie is one of the very few people that actually still works every single day and works a lot, leaves the house at 5 a.m. and doesn't get home until 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
And even then, he watches TV for about an hour and a half and goes to bed.
And goes to bed.
He doesn't have
So he
time
doesn't-
for bullshit.
He doesn't have any time for this bullshit that's going on.
He also can't use his phone at work.
Very true as well. So to get that Snapchat from him today was just amazing. I just thought it was hilarious because it was the perfect response from someone that's way too busy to deal with bullshit.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? I think my Instagram's broken because everyone's posting black. There's nothing going on.
Mm.
So that being said, I don't understand this. So maybe those aren't the right words. It's not that I don't. I understand, and I know that people are. It comes from a place of good.
Yeah, it's well-meaning. I
Yeah.
find it well-meaning.
It's well-meaning, but you know what else it is? It's useless
Yeah.
because they're not doing anything by just posting this black square and saying Black Lives Matter and we support black people and yeah, that's awesome. You should be doing that anyway. You don't need to post on Instagram that you're a good person. You should be a good person. Whatever happened to the golden rule? When we were growing up, I was always taught treat other people the way you want to be treated. Why all of a sudden now are people well, we need to treat black people better? Well, we've always needed to treat
No,
black
we always
people
have.
better.
This has never been.
That's what. Yeah.
That's the thing. Posting
This
one,
isn't new.
Posting one black square doesn't mean you get everything. You don't get what happened in 1965.
No,
Yeah.
No,
you don't.
and you don't get what happened at the Civil War.
I mean, I get it. I just don't get
So,
it.
well, that's the thing. Not only were we not alive, but obviously we aren't black, so we couldn't even begin to tell you.
And that's the other thing too. Is I don't understand. I don't understand what it's like to be black. I don't know what it's like to walk down the street and have a cop car drive by me and get nervous.
I mean, I get it. I just don't get it.
But this, legitimate.
It's an experience.
I don't know that feeling. I don't know the feeling of or even driving down the street and having a cop pull up behind you, just driving behind you, most cops do because they're also in cars, and getting nervous that you're gonna get pulled over for no reason and God forbid something bad is gonna happen to you. Don't know what that feels like. But me posting a black square on Instagram, isn't doing shit.
No, it's actually a false sense.
Yeah.
It would have all been fixed if you just posted that fucking square.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Then you would know.
We were one square away.
But I didn't post a black square, so I'm racist.
Yes.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Silence is violence.
Yeah,
Yeah, silence is racism.
yeah. But we're all asked to be silent today.
Yeah, I feel like in the age of information, it's better to have the information present rather
Yeah.
than not.
Yeah, and do something and get involved. This is the oh my god. This is the thing about now in social media and fucking idiot fucking people. The way to I'm gonna say the way to fix this problem, truthfully.
Ooh, white knight.
Maybe I'm a little pessimistic here. I don't know if it'll ever get fixed completely. But the way to improve it and the way to make it better is not to post a black fucking square on Instagram with no caption.
It takes a lot more than that.
Pick up your fucking phones. We can't go places right now because we're in quarantine, but pick up your fucking phones and call your local congressman. Call your state representatives. Call your senator's office. Call them and leave you're not leaving your house all day. You're not going to work. Leave fucking 27 messages. If every single person left 27 messages every single day, that's millions upon millions. Their voicemail machines would break. And then that's how you create action. That's how the government works. You call your representatives, and guess what? If they ignore you, you vote for someone else when it comes time. Using Instagram and then saying nothing is doing nothing. You're doing nothing.
Yeah.
All you're doing is virtue signaling and showing everyone else, look how good of a person I'm trying to be.
Nope.
Look at me, everyone.
Nope.
I'm a good person. No. You know how you're a good person? You live every single day like a good person. You treat every single person like a human being, and you're fine. I just don't get it. I've never once looked at someone and immediately judged them off the color of their skin. Now, say what you want, whatever. It's just how we were raised. I mean, we were all raised in good homes. We were in the Northeast. It's situational, whatever, maybe geographical as well. But never once can I ever remember, even my parents who grew up in the 70s and the 80s, saying stay away from that black person or don't hang out with that person because they're black. That was never a thing.
It's hard.
I've had friends growing up my entire life that are black, brown, Spanish, Asian, Filipino, you name it. Mexican, I don't know, fucking Guatemalan. It doesn't matter. And I know, I also, I get it. Racism definitely does exist in the country. I recognize, I'm not naive. I'm not one of these people, we were talking before we got on air, I'm not one of these people that's going to come up and go, hashtag all lives matter. Because those people are assholes too. The people that are it's not just about blah, blah, blah. It's no. Racism is real. Racism is 100% real. I'm not trying to downplay
it's not just
that.
black people. Yeah, but it's a lot about black people.
Right, but they have it kind of shitty right now. And it's so those people are fucking dickheads too. Like I said, fuck them. Because also the hashtag all lives matter has kind of been commandeered by
I assume white people.
White people.
Because they have to ruin everything.
Right. And that's the other thing too, is the black square on Instagram makes it about you. Yes. You're taking this movement to support black people and making and trying to find true equality in the world, and you're making it about you. It's very selfish. It's, look at me, I stand in support. Well, also, the whole thing about the black square is silence. Mm-hmm. If you want to be silent, don't post anything today. Don't post anything.
I botched that. I didn't know there was a thing.
You also run a business. You have to.
Yeah.
It's a social media presence.
So here's the deal. I didn't even hear about it until you told me that you had already.
Yeah.
You had already thought, oh, Instagram's broken, and realized that it wasn't. I was like, oh. Yeah. I haven't seen any black squares yet today. That was early on.
Yeah. So that's how you just do it. And that's how you do it and not make it about you and not be a fucking selfish prick. Because also on that, a lot of people that I saw that posted the black square today, they're also all white.
You know what? Here's my recommendation for what people should do. Emmanuel Acho, he used to play in the NFL. I think he was really good at Texas. Maybe Texas.
Yeah, I think he played at Texas.
He answers the question in like a 9-minute video. What can I, from white people, what can I do? I forget how he said it. Shit, was it, what can I do to support or what can I do to better understand or something? I forget.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's going to piss me off. Watch that video.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get the perspective that you fucking need.
Right.
And he fucking spells it out for you.
Yeah. And it's things like that that are beneficial like this. And then, so Dave Portnoy, the El Prez from Barstool Sports, everyone fucking, and their mother knows Barstool Sports. He posted a video this morning, and I thought he absolutely fucking nailed it, because he said something very similar. He goes, you know what? What is posting a black... He goes, initially, I saw this, and I was like, well, should Barstool post a black square? Well, fuck yeah, they should post a black square. Like, we don't want to come off as racist. And he goes, but then I thought about it a little bit more. And he talks more about, like, how you need to take action. And if you don't want to fucking call your local politicians, fine. But the next time you're out somewhere and you notice something that might happen and it might seem a little off, maybe it's racist driven, open your fucking mouth. It's action comes from literal actions and words. Like, you're doing things. You have to do something to take action. Like, just posting a picture of nothing on Instagram is not taking action.
Yeah, people are like pieces of shit. Like, I taught civics, so like getting involved in your local politics is like the only way to really make change. Because how are you going to make change with a senator that's been in like all the local politics already going for president now? You're not. So like the local stuff, you're going to be bored for like an hour.
Right.
If you do that once a month, then that's actually doing something.
Right.
But you feel good about putting the black picture, the picture of not a black person, but a black square.
Yeah.
You do that, feels good, but you're not bored at least.
Yeah.
But if you do the thing that's boring, you and everyone that's there can override anything in those meetings and say what you feel, and they have to do what you say because they can get voted out really easily.
Yeah, and you know what else you can do too to take action if you don't want to call anybody, and then you also don't want to open your mouth if you notice something. If you have kids or you have small children, nieces, nephews, teach them about it. Talk to them. The biggest issue about this is that no one's willing to have difficult conversations. Like, no one's willing to sit down and be like, you know what? There is kind of a racism problem in this country. America is not racist. We're not a racist country, but there are racism issues that exist in this country. But no one wants to talk about that. And educate the children. Like, talking to kids and having them grow. Like I said, the three of us grew up, and we were never told, stay away from this person because they're black. Don't go over there, that's a black neighborhood. I hung out in black neighborhoods all the time as a kid. Like, it was, I don't know, it's just, it starts at a young age, to be fair.
My mom said she'd be pretty bummed out if I don't marry a white girl. It's very, not nice going on in that.
The other thing too that pissed me off today, the black square didn't really piss me off. It just opened my eyes to people that are more sheep and that are not. And so I also don't want to say every single person that posted the black square isn't going to do anything, because I do know there are some people that I'm friends with that posted a black square and that I know in my head actually are going to do something to change, and that's fine. That's fine. And if that's what you want to do and that's going to make you feel like that's how you got to support, cool. But you also need to acknowledge you need to do more than just post that. Yeah. My issue right now, what I've been saying this whole time, is the people that just post the black square, do absolutely nothing, and then in 3 weeks, when hopefully all of this blows over and we get something good to come from this, they're just like, oh yeah, cool, I can go back to my normal life now. But remember how good I was and when I told everyone that I posted a black square? No, go fuck yourself. Yeah. But the one thing that actually aggravated me, what is the posts that people are making on Instagram telling me how to be anti-racist. This is how you are not racist.
Let me tell you how you're not racist.
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was your job.
Yeah.
23-year-old white girl with a degree from Boston University.
fuck.
one of the most liberal places in the world that has come from a very well-to-do family and probably has definitely has never experienced anything close to what black people have. And now I haven't either. I'm not saying I have. But, you know, I grew up lower middle class in a suburb of Boston as a white kid. You know, I didn't have a lot of money growing up, but I still had it better off than some people. And fuck you. If you're just gonna sit there and all day long, you're gonna post, this is how you're not racist. This is how you be anti-racist. This is how you identify someone that is a racist. And then this is what you,
They have one of those?
no, how about you just treat everyone like a human being?
That'd be nice.
How about you treat everyone like an actual fucking human being? Because if everybody in the world, not even just the country, if everyone in the world treated every other person in the world with compassion like a real fucking human being deserves,
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't say all of our problems would go away, but they'd certainly be fucking diminished.
Yeah. That would be great.
Well, also like the here's how not to be racist thing. It already implies that everyone's racist.
Yeah, it's saying. Like,
Yes.
It's saying you have
Right.
to change if you, like, those people that don't have to change, you know.
Right.
They're doing well as non-racists. Anti-racist. Sorry, not non-racist, anti-racist.
Yeah, because that's what they're saying. They're like, being not racist isn't enough anymore. You have to be anti-racist.
Yeah,
It's
like,
like, well,
like a Pokemon.
if I'm not a racist, like, doesn't that also kind of mean that, like, I probably don't condone racism?
Well,
How
apparently,
many, oh, hold on. How many non-racists out there condone racism?
I believe that makes you a racist.
Right? That by definition, that makes you a racist. Like, in any facet of the world, of living and being, if you condone racism, you are therefore a racist.
Well, I think they said, like, the non-racists don't prevent further things. Like, they won't go above and beyond, which is the anti-racist, which, fuck. I got my own things to handle with. It's like, today I'm drinking wine.
Yeah.
Drinking alcohol from water. I got my own things. You're telling me Instagram doesn't appease me today.
Right.
Like, I thought of that, like, how people are stuck in houses. I don't want to make it easy talking point. I hate those. But people are stuck in houses, and mental health is a thing. And sometimes social media, like, gets you through, like, distracting you from anything.
Right.
People are out there, black screen, black screen, black screen. Now I can't see anything. Now I have to, like, confront the thing that I've been trying to avoid in the worst possible scenario.
Right.
That sucks with those people.
Right.
Actually, drink water and vodka together.
With lemon juice.
Lemons.
Lemons.
Oh, drugs.
Yeah. And so, the whole thing is just dumb. And what it comes down to is, so also, and again, it kind of aggravates me that we're gonna spend so much time on this, because in the last episode I purposely went into the last episode while all this was happening and didn't want to bring it up because I wanted to do that. Like, I wanted to give people that listen to the show, like, an alternative. And say,
Mentality
like,
is like the
you know,
thing
like,
of the last
we're gonna
episode.
continue doing dumbass sarcasm speaks bullshit, because that's what we do amidst all of the craziness. But, like, things have gotten so wild in the last 3 days. They fucking burnt down and looted our city. That's
Well, that was after.
25 miles
That was
away.
right after we got out of. We finished
We
recording.
finished recording.
We finished recording, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
city was
Right.
basically on fire.
Right.
Because the day before wasn't that bad. It was like,
Right.
yeah, there was that they took over the fucking police station. That was warranted at the time. It's
Yeah.
like, because people were mad.
And that's the thing too.
Then it just spread.
Don't get it wrong either. George Floyd 110% was murdered by that cop.
Yep.
Like, that cop should go to jail for the rest of his life.
You know what's fucking embarrassing? The first. Is that a coroner that does an autopsy?
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Yep.
first coroner
Yeah, they said.
that said he had underlying heart issues, intoxicants, and something else. Like,
Yeah.
basically, like, no, it wasn't that knee on his neck. It's like,
Right.
no, motherfucker, it was.
Right.
We're not fucking
they said there was
retarded,
no
right.
asphyxiation through the
Yeah.
neck. But then there's another one that happened.
Yeah,
where
they did a
they were
private
like,
one.
no, he has asphyxiation through the neck. You
Yeah.
can still cut off circulation of the brain.
Right. Right.
Which,
Yeah.
So
How fucking
hot-
stupid do you
hot
think
take
we
on
are?
what you
And it's
cut
also
off
not
the
as
neck.
far as just him either. I don't know the guy's name. I don't really care to know it either. But the cop that murdered George Floyd deserves to go to jail for the rest of his life. The other cops, I think there was 3 other cops there. I think there was a
so
total
it
of
was
4.
One
Those
people
other
were
3
mad.
cops probably lose their job. If not, so
Yeah, people say they should have the murder sentence. Too.
Now,
what's accessory to murder?
If they want to be tried for accessory, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think at least 2 of them should be because they helped hold down.
Right.
He was in
So
a
yeah,
state of,
absolutely.
like, panic and talking.
If there were at least 2 out of those other 3 that put their hands on him while he was on the ground,
I believe 3.
110%. And honestly, if those 2 guys put their hands on him while he was on the ground begging for his life, don't try them for accessory. Try them for manslaughter also.
Well, then
or
they
murder
deserve.
in the second,
Yeah.
third, whatever it is. Whatever
whatever
the first guy is. Yeah, I'm not a lawyer. But that one guy that was the bystander that didn't put his hands on him, you're fired. And you're also being tried for accessory. Now, whether or not it goes through and he gets convicted of accessory, that's for lawyers and judges to decide.
People don't forget.
That's out of my hands. That's not my job to pass judgment. I'm not a judge.
Well,
but he should absolutely be tried in a court of law in front of a judge.
Well, it's hypothetical for the other guys. Dad says he wants to do something reckless that might kill you, and then you're like, no. And then I hold you real quick, and then he does it. I probably should get the same murder sentence.
Absolutely.
Because you did not want to do that.
Right.
I stopped
But
you
now,
for defending yourself.
we all agree.
Yeah.
We all agree he was murdered. We all agree those cops should lose their jobs at the minimum and spend the rest of their lives in jail at the maximum.
No, so lose their jobs is not the minimum. And I know you're making a point, like a sliding scale.
Right.
I do want to emphasize that. That's not the minimum.
Yeah. No. Well, we'll lose their jobs and be tried for something.
I'd say the video, the guy in the picture, convicted. That's
100%. I'm just saying collectively as a group.
Yeah.
So, but from that, we get that. But the fact that now people are rioting and murdering, people are murdering. I saw a video, I brought it up on the last episode. I refuse to watch the video of George Floyd. I don't want to see it. I don't want to watch someone murder someone. I was flipping through my Instagram story and someone posted a video of a store owner in Dallas who was trying to defend his store, albeit, I will say, he had a machete, but he's trying to defend his business. There's a group of people rioting in his store and he runs at them with a machete.
Yeah.
There's probably a group of roughly 15 people that beat the ever-loving shit out of him and literally beat him to death. He died. He owned his store. He was trying to defend his business from getting looted, and he was murdered. Yeah. And people are okay with that. That's what I'm not okay with. I don't get down, and I don't understand how people are so binary about this, where you're either one side or the other. You either support black people and hate all cops and think all cops are bad, or you like cops and you're a racist piece of shit. No.
Or like
I just hate racists in general, and I hate shitty fucking people. Yeah. Like, if you're gonna be a piece of shit human being and you're a racist, fuck you. I don't like you. I want nothing to. I hope you have the worst fucking life in the world, because all you're doing is attacking other people for the color of their skin. Right.
I'll tell you right now though, keep your fucking eyes peeled, because
for non-racists that are
no, just racist? In what's happening. So Nico's texted me. Apparently the Klan's back.
Sick.
Like they're showing up now.
And fuck them too.
So it's the white supremacists. It's the anarchists. Whatever. They're looking at this, and this is how you know someone's a real fucking piece of shit. They're looking at this and going, "Oh, we have a bunch of black people protesting. Let's show up.
Right.
Fuck everything up.
Right.
Everyone thinks it's the black people rioting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how you know someone's a piece of shit. We don't know about whether they fucking posted a black square or not. When someone shows up to a fucking... We had 53 arrests in Boston. 24 are from Boston.
Right.
The rest were 18 and 19-year-olds from fucking Rhode Island, Maine, New Hampshire. Like, they weren't from fucking around here.
Right.
They fucking showed up to fuck shit up.
Right.
From their fucking hick hillbilly towns. Real fucking... Yeah. Fake fucking states. Fake fucking places.
Yeah. Wow.
But they show up because it's fucking cool to fucking... I'm gonna go fucking loot the UGG store. Yeah, because that's what people fucking care about right now.
Yeah.
They want fucking equality, and that's what they're gonna do. I'm gonna get equality by robbing the UGG store? No, it's a fucking 18-year-old skinny fucking white kid.
Yeah.
That probably had too many daiquiris earlier in the day.
That's the one thing I will say. The people that actually care about the cause aren't the ones that are rioting. The people that are rioting and breaking shit are the real pieces of shit.
Fucking assholes.
They're not the ones that were there for the protests.
Nope.
And
show up when it's convenient. 9 o'clock.
But
That's what I
that's
like
also the
about
shit.
it. I was like, oh, I kind of want some of this stuff. Like, I didn't do it.
But that's also the shit. Like, so excuse the cliches that are coming here, but like violence and death. The answer to that isn't more violence and death.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing, I think it was Martin Luther King that said it. Like, hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Like, if there's a murder, there's a piece of shit who happens to be a cop who murdered a black man. The answer isn't to then murder other people. The answer isn't to then start destroying cities and lighting shit on fire. And come at me if you want and be like, well, this is the only way they can get attention. It's not.
No.
It might be the only way they can get attention in the mainstream media.
Yeah, there's plenty of attention anyways before that.
But I've seen so many posts, and this is where social media could be great. If people spent today posting the good shit over the last week instead of all the bad shit that only gets covered on CNN and the local media. Post, where are all the videos from Sunday afternoon? There were 20,000 people in Boston marching on Boston, and it was completely peaceful until 9:30 at night. Where are all the videos from Sunday afternoon? Post those today. Don't post a fucking black square while CNN and MSNBC and Fox News are out there running, look at all the cities are burning. All the cities are burning. You're creating more fear and more chaos while everyone on Instagram sits there like, doo-doo-doo. Oh, I have all these great videos from this past weekend of some great protests. Oh, and I got this one video of this one guy who just like jumped up on a fence and like gave this profound speech, and it was moving and people were crying in the crowd. I can't post that today though. I gotta post a black square.
That'd be nice.
No.
Do you think CNN ran coverage of their own fucking headquarters getting looted?
I don't know.
And then MSNBC and
know.
Fox, all three fucks.
But it's like I can get behind the protests. I support them. You know, like I said, like I hate racism. I hate anyone that is a racist. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, First Amendment.
If you really don't like someone just because of what they look like, fuck you. You're a fucking piece of shit. But at the same time, like, you gotta draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't support more murder.
Yeah, I hate that whole saying like, oh, it's just like almost like they're saying like it's a casualty of war. Like how you said, oh, it can't be solved with more violence. Yeah, because that's the military's job. They're professional. Like we gave them that power.
Right.
You're a fucking citizen. You're not supposed to do that shit.
Right.
Like, dude.
Killer Mike fucking nailed it. Did you guys see that
What did he
speech?
say?
He gave like an 8-minute speech in Atlanta on Saturday morning I think it was Saturday morning. And he just went on and said, we need to stop. He goes, we need to stop destroying our own cities. And he goes, particularly in Atlanta, where all businesses are predominantly owned by black people. He goes, we can't be destroying the businesses that are owned by the very people that we're trying to lift up. And he goes, go home. And he kept saying, it was almost like, I mean, it was definitely written beforehand, but he kept saying like, go home. What did he say? It was like a mantra. And he kept saying like, internalize, organize, mobilize, and act, or something. It was like something. Realize. Yeah. He kept saying that over and over again. He goes, go home, sit there, talk, have intelligent conversations, figure out ways. If we all sit down and we all talk and we all think this through, we can find ways to do this the right way. And he just, it was unbelievable. It was great if you have 8 minutes, which, fuck, we all do now. Come at me like you don't have 8 minutes.
Fuck, I got all of
Yeah. But like, watch that. It was great. He was really good. And I love Killer Mike from before when we were watching his Netflix show. Super intelligent guy. But it's shit like that. It's like, do it the right way.
Yeah.
Take real action. Throwing a brick through the window of an UGG store, or looting
the white kid that lit Walgreens on fire.
Yeah, or like stealing jewelry from Neiman Marcus. Like that's
some Legos.
That's not gonna. Like, you know what that is again? That's being selfish. That's being selfish, and that's putting yourself first.
Yeah.
That's not advancing the core belief of the protests. That's just being a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, send back the human race. Fuck off.
I did like that they had mentioned there's gonna be a basically like a telescope, not a telescope, but like an antenna, like a real antenna that can go up into the atmosphere and like scan the universe for like frequencies and whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
Someone else just comments, goes, "Now might not be the time to announce our presence in the world."
Yeah.
Not our finest hour.
Or maybe it's the best time because they're so far advanced. They come over here and they're like, "We gotta get rid of these guys. We gotta blow this planet up."
Yep.
They'd be like, you guys still haven't found the pill for racism? Take
Yeah.
this, take 2 a day and just stop.
Yeah.
Oh, alright, black people, they're cool, I guess. Wow, Skeeter. You think
Yeah.
that now?
Yeah.
After these bills. I do like one
Russ.
violent activity that's been going on, because it sucks that they did the black squares today, because yesterday I've seen a lot more of like people seeing some dipshit do something stupid and they just start beating the piss out of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like there was a kid breaking, like some white boy
Oh.
breaking the sidewalk to
Yeah.
pick up bricks.
And the crowd scoops him up and brings him over to the cops.
Yeah.
And the cops pin him on the ground and arrest him.
Yep.
That's good. That's good violence.
You know what else I saw too
Oh my gosh.
was also, I mean, I would absolutely shit
Oh.
myself. I wouldn't be caught in this scenario, but like, oh god. There was a kid in Arizona that was protesting. I think it was Arizona because I think that's where he lives. But he was going through the streets protesting with spray paint cans, and John Jones
Yeah.
walks up to him and rips the spray paint out of their hands and goes, "Get the fuck out of here." Talk about someone that I would not want to mess with.
Yeah. What are you gonna do now?
What are you gonna do to John Jones?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm gonna try.
John Jones is capable of not only just destroying but also killing with his bare hands 99.9% of the world's population.
Without getting hit.
Without getting hit. Yes.
UFC fighters can kill you in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
really want to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They
It's not that hard.
grab you, choke you, they don't let go.
There's probably less than 100 people in the world
Oh.
that could take John Jones.
Has to be.
And they're
Yeah.
all the most scary people.
Yeah. And it's like some crazy like 6'8" Russian that they have locked up in Siberia. He's like a
It's called Drago.
yeah yeah
Oh.
But even Drago fucking lost.
right. But it's like
Fictional drama.
him walking through the streets like telling people to get the fuck out of there and stop fucking shit up. You're gonna listen to that guy, and I would love because he doesn't look that big. He's skinny.
Yeah, he is.
He looks like a dweeb. Like if you just saw him in like street clothes that are like baggy and he had his hat on backwards. I think he was wearing his glasses in the video too. Like if you didn't know any better and someone tried to swing on him, oh my god. Oh my god. He would have just dodged it and hit him with a backwards elbow and their face just would have just exploded.
He also just asked for his release from the UFC and like relinquished his titles. So I think he's a free agent to do whatever he wants to do in the streets.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna mention the I can't think of his name. Basketball player.
Oh, J.R. Smith.
Jaylen Brown.
J.R. Smith.
Oh, JR. Oh, he
Yeah,
fucked
He
that
beat
dude
the
up.
shit out of some guy for
I
breaking
really
the mirror
like
in his
that
car.
video. I don't usually like people kicking people in the face while they're down,
Oh.
but I like J.R. Smith kicking people while
Yeah,
they're down.
oh yeah. And then he posted a video too before the video
Yeah,
of
he
him.
goes, "You're gonna see this."
Yeah.
I want this out before
He goes,
anyone else.
that motherfucker didn't know whose window he broke, but I whooped his ass.
He's in a residential neighborhood.
Yeah.
And okay, so we're talking about pieces of shit, right? And we just went through that. There's gonna be a lawyer somewhere
It's gonna go.
that's gonna start making phone calls.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we should press charges. Oh, we should press charges. You want to press charges? We should press charges.
Fuck, I would try to do that. I was a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pushing it all out there.
Yeah.
Come on, money's
Oh, there's
money.
definitely what? No.
He'll settle $20,000 real quick, and I'll get 10%.
$20,000? That is not what you sue fucking J.R.
No.
Smith for.
No.
I know, but like I
You're
feel
missing
like
some zeros.
No,
there.
you know what you
if you
do?
wait a little while until the thing's done.
You know what you do? You counter propose and be like, oh, well, looks like you damaged my vehicle.
Oh yeah, there's
And
that
it's a vintage 2016 Audi SUV that I have to call Germany to get the part replaced and take it to a specific spot. So all of that together is going to cost me $150,000. You want to sue me for $150,000? All right, cool. We'll just call it even.
too. You want to get spicy and make it a criminal lawsuit? It's a hate crime. You were in a residential area.
Yep.
How do I not know you went after me?
Right. Right, because that guy was white and J.R. Smith was black. Yeah.
You sought me out because I was black.
You want to do the wrong thing, I will do the other wrong thing.
Oh, yeah.
I will pull the card if
Yeah.
you pull the card.
Yeah.
And guess who's gonna win? The guy everyone knows.
Yeah, and the guy with all the money.
Yeah, the one with the better lawyer.
Yeah.
But better lawyer, more money, better story,
Yes.
and the better standing right.
Yeah.
What, you got kicked in the head a couple times? Grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Better haircut,
You
too.
vandalized his car.
Yeah, don't vandalize fucking cars.
Right. The other thing too, that's been kind of interesting to go through this whole thing is the whole like Trump angle on it. He's been like a real fucking loser through the whole thing.
Hasn't mentioned anything, right?
He hasn't really said anything. He hasn't really done anything.
He did something last night.
Yeah, he walked
Lord of
over
the
to the.
Well, so that's the normal procedure. You start in the garden and you walk over to the church and you grab a Bible and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But 4 seconds after he said, I am like a proponent or a defendant of peaceful protests, he tear gassed and rubber bulleted the fucking crowd.
Yeah, he did it before the curfew, they said. They said like 35 minutes before.
Yeah.
And he was like, alright, and I'll do this.
And then there was the whole thing. There's the picture that's circulating around. I don't know. Actually, I guess I do now that I just said that. I was gonna say I don't know why they did it as a split screen, but it was the White House lit up with the rainbow for like LGBTQ, AIP, QXYZ to the third, seventh power.
There are a lot of things out there.
So, but then there was the picture on the bottom of. I'm sure everyone has seen it at this point of the White House and all the lights are off.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't know why, but I do because June 1st is June itself is Gay Pride Month.
Okay.
So I'm assuming at one point the White House was lit up with the rainbow for Gay Pride Month, and now because this was posted yesterday on June 1st, they did that split screen and like all the lights are off, and then people were saying like for the first time ever. Also, get the fuck out of here! I'm pretty sure
This isn't about you.
This isn't the first time ever all the lights in the White House have shut off.
Well, they said the first time ever president's been forced into the bunker. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I don't, yeah, whatever. I don't like the hyperbole of it, the first time ever.
Yeah,
It's not the first time ever. It's just happening right now. But that doesn't exclude him from other criticism for not doing anything. Like, he's kind of, like, hasn't really done a lot, and he bitched at the governors. He bitched at the governors, but then he said something that's, like, really off-putting. I don't know when he said it. It might have been over the weekend. He said when people start looting, that's when the government starts shooting.
When people
and
loot,
it's like,
they shoot. Yeah, when the looting
that's
starts,
not
the shooting
good.
starts.
You can't say that. Like, that's really not an okay thing to
Quoted
say.
from a guy.
It was the guy who
From
said
Miami.
it was in Miami in 1968, who was a legitimate racist.
Oh, good.
He was the guy that said
He
it.
wanted to beat the piss out of black people for protesting.
Yeah.
Great.
So
He's the guy who like kind of like made like fire hosing people a thing too. Like
Yeah.
he was one of the proponents
Yeah.
in like the Alabama motherfuckers to like rip your skin off.
yeah.
That kind of thing.
So you can't say that. You can't say that, Donnie. You can't fucking.
You cannot quote that.
And as many times on this show as there's evidence of us laughing about the shit that he says and saying he's great and he's entertaining, you fucked up there, buddy.
Yeah.
You can't say that. That's fucked up.
You're not a domestic wartime
And
president.
but you know what? But you know what?
Things he says.
What is even worse is that literally going back to the beginning of the show, 39 minutes ago, you can't vote him out because who's the alternative? You really gonna vote for Joe Biden?
I don't know what'll happen in this fucking country.
I mean, he's got a cabinet.
You know
I
what I
always
mean?
say that Trump has a cabinet.
Yeah, but you
I've also been on record on this show saying that.
you get your
So
the Senate approves everybody, so I know they approve, but like. The
So
cabinet
if
doesn't
anything-
vote. it's just the speaker.
if anything, this just kind of makes me more mad at Democrats in general because
Who's
they really fucked up not picking a legitimate candidate.
They're really fucking this whole thing up.
Yeah,
They need to
Bernie.
rip.
They are.
They need to
botching this.
rip Biden out of his chair so fast that his dentures go flying and he thinks it's fucking 1976 again. Like, get him the fuck out of there and put someone who's competent in.
Who is Kamala Harris?
She's the DA from California, or former
Yeah.
DA.
Is she good? 'Cause
She was the favorite to run in 2017. So like, you know how they do the too early, like in sports seasons they do the too early predictions for the next year.
It's like next year's mock draft.
After Trump won in 2016, in 2017 they were like, oh, Kamala Harris is going to be the Democratic nominee in 2020.
So is she actually good, or
she's good in like every way, but she fucked up real bad last year when she said on like a radio show, joking about how she smoked weed before, and she puts black people in jail for smoking weed in California, and that was like, she kind of said it in a quippy way, but you are not in that position when you're the fucking DA to do that, because
Yeah.
the implications are really
she is the
wise.
current gambling favorite, and I know gambling favorites are
for
take it for what they are.
Right.
She's
Vice
the
president?
for VP.
Yeah.
So.
I say her, then Elizabeth Warren probably third.
Oh.
Klobuchar was, but then she was Minnesota.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, dude. Elizabeth Warren is second.
Yeah, that's not good.
Sure,
That's
people
not
still know.
good.
That's a death ticket right there.
That's not good at all.
If
Oh,
Joe
what do you
Biden, I
really
will
like
tell
it?
you right now, if the ticket in November is Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren, Trump can walk up on live TV and drop his pants, and he will win the election.
I don't think I want to see that.
No, dude, you cannot have that.
You cannot have that.
Well, that's why I think like that she's not first.
But this is what I mean.
Yeah,
shame on the fucking DNC, and shame on
They just don't.
whatever fucking shadow people group runs
Right.
that shit.
Yeah, they
Because
like,
you can't fucking realize that this fucking loser, Joe Biden, doesn't know a goddamn thing, and that's the guy you still want to run with? You had 15 other candidates that were just as, if not more, qualified.
Well, they did do that, and then they just fucked it up because they took like Buttigieg. They did him, but then he took all this corporate money, so he like divided the party. So everyone was like, "He takes money, so we don't like him." So then he's like bought. So everyone either liked him or hated him.
Right.
So they ruin it doing stuff like that.
And then you had Bernie, which they'll never push through.
They'll never have Bernie.
No matter how many people.
I mean,
The
I
people
keep,
want- the
I keep
people
going
want
back
it.
to her. I keep going back to her, but they should have
No.
ran with fucking Tulsi.
I'm not gonna say
She
it,
would have fucking.
She's too smart, though.
She
right?
would have fucking blew Trump out of the water.
But she's very conservative. And then there was the stupid conspiracy that she was put in place by Russia. And she's gonna run as a third party now to fuck up everything.
By the
to
way,
get elected.
One of my favorite memes I've seen from all this, like in terms of like the looting, it's like group says it's Antifa. Another group, it's Antifa. Antifa, it's us. Democrats, it's the Russians.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Like the nonsense. The Russians did this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
that's what I
Russians,
mean.
the Russians hired that cop to kill the black guy.
It's always the Russians.
Yeah. You know what it is?
It's not 1980. We're not afraid of fucking Russia.
Yeah, it's a little conspiratorial, but like, I think a little bit of where all this shit comes from too, is that the government doesn't want a united front. For a government,
Yeah, nice.
government always wants more power. It's a legitimate thing. Like if you give someone power, they just take more. And you just keep taking more. That's how fucking communism and dictatorships happen. Like
I'll take
that's
some
what
power.
happens.
Fuck, I have some power.
So
That's
this is like the conspiracy with the whole like George Soros running this, and he's paying for all this. But it's like, you know, government wants people to be divided. The government needs white people and black people to be arguing, because if they ever sat down together and realized that like they can actually do things when they work together, and they can get real change in the government, and they can like put people in that aren't just fucking figureheads, then the people like the quote unquote establishment crumbles,
Yeah, I mean,
and they don't want that. So it's like, you know,
So it's the government.
yeah.
I mean, we used to like the government. We were pretty good in like the 40s and 50s. We were kind of racist and all that, but not really. But kind of, well, yeah, really. But we were kind of,
Yeah.
we trusted the government back then, and people were like, the parties were pretty much similar.
Right.
But like, it'd be nice to be back like that part, not the racist shit.
Yeah.
So, genuine question: was there a point in history where the racism kind of calmed down for a little bit and then spiked back up in the 60s, or was it just
it was
level
always,
throughout?
It was
Well,
always
they used to have
shitty,
Jim
but,
Crow laws.
Yeah, it was always bad until
Yeah.
people
Up until what, 1968?
65 to 68 was when all the civil rights movement
Yeah, that was a civil rights
got
movement.
passed. Five.
So it
65 to
did,
68.
and I'm almost, it's almost like a confirm. It did like flatline. Like no one decided in like 58. Hey, it's been a little while and World War II's over, so
Right?
should we go back to hating other groups of people?
No, they always hated them. It's just they never really could do anything about it. It took literal generations to fuck off,
Yeah.
so they wouldn't kill or put black people in jail forever.
We're also only, I love this.
It's not that long ago.
I always go back to the Joe Rogan thing, where it's 1968. That was one person ago.
Yeah, fuck.
That was only one person ago. People live to be 100 years.
It's not that long ago.
Yeah, I like.
You know what I mean? Like,
like
how
the
much-
timeline where it
Yeah.
shows like red slavery,
Yeah.
yellow. Oh my God, Jim Crow laws.
Well, that was
Still not great
if I'm not
either.
mistaken, I think that's the original point when Joe Rogan
Yeah.
was talking about that, and he made that quote that now everyone loves to talk about, including myself. Is he was talking about the Civil War and slavery, and he goes, "Hey, people live to be 100 years. That was 3 people ago.
Yeah.
That was 3 fucking people ago. We were fucking running farms and having slaves and shit.
Yeah.
Like, we've come a long way in 3 people."
Any internet, all that stuff.
But that's the other thing too, is like, it's okay to say and acknowledge that we've come a long way, but also that we need to go more.
Yeah, we do.
Because but that's the thing, like if we sit here and we say like, dude, black people have it way better in 2020 than they did in, 1920, people would call you a racist. They're like, it's like, whoa, slow the fuck down. I didn't say that black people had it great.
Yeah.
What my
They
statement
had it real shitty in
What my
1920.
statement was they have it better in 2020 than they did in 1920.
Prove me wrong in 5 ways or less. Yeah, that's like the same thing with like socialism, because ideally the world has no government, and like it's like Star Trek, where like literally you're in utopia.
Yeah.
And they want that now, like Bernie Sanders, like just give everything for free. You can't now, but we could progress. Capitalism's supposed to progress over hundreds of years. Like that is a theory, and it's the same thing with like racism. You don't just have a racist dad and just be like, you know what? There's no more racists. Just someone's gonna be a racist kid.
Right.
And they're gonna tell their kids, and it's gonna trickle down. It's gonna get less. It's gonna dilute.
Right.
That's
That's what I
that's
mean.
how
I would
it
like
works.
to
That's how you
think
progress.
now, and again, because I'm saying this, I'm not saying that everything is fucking perfect, so fuck yourself.
It's fine.
I would like to think now there are a lot less racists that were around 50 years ago.
Fuck yeah. My grandmother was a racist and then not a racist. So. He's like,
You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that there's no racists, and I'm trying to say that there's not a problem. No, there is a fucking problem. Clearly, what has happened over the last week and a half, and even before that, with the kid the kid that was jogging and got gunned down.
Yeah, that was this year.
And,
Yeah, that
and
was-
Trayvon
that was, like,
Martin, like,
so
pick
sad.
one.
Oh, so
There's
never
been so
mind.
many.
When was Ferguson? Was that?
There's been so
16,
fucking
16,
many.
17.
So fucking many. Clearly, we still have a fucking problem.
On the side of racism,
Oh
racism.
god.
Oh, goodness.
My grandmother, the other grandmother, is adorable. Because she was in Florida, and there was like 2 years ago, she had Asian neighbors, and she goes to me like, do you think it's okay? They're unpacking boxes there. Should I be concerned? Like, it's so adorable, because she actually is someone that like says equality now, but she's still terrified of people of a different race. And then I was down there like 3 weeks ago, and I saw her, and she said, oh, that guy's the Russian. Oh my goodness. He's like a 90-year-old Russian. And I could look at her and go, hey, doesn't look like he's Russian too quickly there. And she bursted out laughing, but like it's still adorable.
Yeah.
Seeing someone that's just like afraid of other people, but won't fucking kill them.
Right.
She's
She
the
does
perfect amount.
appear to be afraid of everybody though.
Yeah. So at least she's consistent.
I like it. I like that kind of racism.
She could even be afraid of young people too.
Oh, she's fucking terrified of those. She's
So
terrified.
literally, she hates everyone.
Yeah.
No,
So she's a very
Hates the
stereotypical.
Sorry. Hates the wrong word. She's afraid of everyone.
petrified of everyone.
Yeah.
But so nice to him because, oh, yeah, please don't kill me.
Yeah.
Please, whatever it
Puts
is.
on that poker face.
14-year-old riding your bike. Please, just don't
It's like she's running for mayor. Oh yeah, I'll support you.
Just a nice, innocent little old lady that secretly is terrified of the world.
Don't turn on me, please. I'm on your side.
I think she recognizes her weak and feeble state.
Yeah, yeah. She's very self-aware.
How old is she?
She has emphysema. She's had it since she was like 60. God, 60 was when she was old and I was young, so she's like 80, deep 80s.
Deep 80s.
Deep 80s.
Huh.
Emphysema.
Some of those old people are fucking resilient as fuck, though.
Oh yeah.
My grandmother has had high blood pressure, diabetes, and just very, very unhealthy person.
Oh,
My
yeah.
grandfather died
For the
once.
entirety of my life.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
29 plus years.
Yeah. I was probably like around 5 or 6 years old, and my grandfather had a heart attack one day and like dropped on the side of the fucking like the road on the sidewalk. That's
what they call
it. And then like so I was 6, so he was probably like 84 at the time, still working at 84, and had a heart attack, had to get a pacemaker put in, and then he went back to work. He retired at 88 years old, and he died at 94.
Sounds like
He had Alzheimer's or dementia, whatever. I forget what the difference is, but he had one of them for like 2 years. So from like 92 to 94, he like thought he was in World War II again, and like shit got real weird. Like he would like build forts like on top of like the kitchen tables in the middle of the night, and like my grandmother would come down the stairs and be like, "Eddie, what the fuck are you doing?" Like he would just wake up and like forget. It was almost like sleepwalking.
Yeah.
And like it was weird. It was real weird. But he just kept fucking going. He was out sweeping the fucking sidewalks until he was 92 years old. I told you this story before, but when I was younger, I was probably like, I don't know, 13, 14 years old. And I you know, we'd go over my grandparents' house and my mom would be like, "Go help your grandfather. He's like outside doing something, whatever, like mowing the lawn or sweeping the sidewalk." And I go, "Hey, Grandpa, do you need a hand?" He goes, "No." I'm like, "Oh, are you sure?" He goes, "Yeah, I got it." I go, "Well, I can help you." And he goes, "Why?" Like, "I don't know." He goes, "Just go back inside." Whereas like here he is at 90 years old and he's mowing the lawn and he's probably thinking like, this fucking idiot 14-year-old doesn't know what he's doing. He's gonna slow me down.
He's gonna slow me down.
Yep.
Like me at 14 is gonna slow him down at 90. Like that motherfucker, that guy, like I said, he lived until he was 94. He fought a good fucking fight. He got 2 Purple Hearts in World War II.
That's even possible.
I don't know. That guy, he was fucking wild. He got hit with fucking shrapnel, and then he went to the hospital. He was in the hospital in Seattle because he was in the Pacific War. He was in Seattle for like 6 months, and then he went back. Motherfucker went back to war and got shot again. He got 2 Purple Hearts. The fuck? And then all that shit happened like later, like when I came around, and he retired when he was 88 years old. And like my grandmother lived until she was 94. She was a fucking wicked alcoholic and probably quit drinking when she was like, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50. And then just literally never, I don't think she ever relapsed once. Like she just was like, no, I can't do this anymore.
I'm done.
And so she's like, all right, cool. So she beats alcoholism. She like makes her own clothes. She used to like make people's dress. She made my mom's wedding dress from scratch. Like she used to make clothes from scratch.
I found a pile of white.
It makes me really fucking mad that I'm sitting here trying to figure out exactly how I'm gonna get a shed back there. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, what I want to buy is this and this much lumber.
But our grandparents would have
They'd be fucking milling their own fucking lumber. We got plenty of fucking trees.
They would have cut the trees down and just built it out of that.
I could get 2x6s out of those trees, no fucking problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bullshit trickle down thing. My grandparents taught my parents, which didn't teach me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And then my grandmother fell and broke her hip at 89 years old. She was in a rehab for a year. And we thought that was the end of it. When she fell and broke her hip, we were like, ah, shit, this is it. This is it. She kept living for another 5 fucking years.
My grandmother at 83
Living in spite of it.
at 83 she had spinal stenosis surgery, which you probably know, but it's a fucking brutal surgery. In a wheelchair, can't move, cannot move. Won't shut the fuck up. Like I said, she's not the healthiest person in the world, but like mentally, all there. Won't fucking stop, which makes her a fan favorite because like when she was in rehab, it's like, oh, humans? Person that'll talk to me? Yes, I'll talk. But
Hi.
even still
I
now,
gotta tell you about.
cannot move. Like, brutal to fucking get her to do anything. Cannot stop fucking talking. It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it's not like talking like, oh, how's Michael doing? It's like, no. Michael hasn't been alive for a long time. Like, or like, oh, how's Joe doing? It's like, no, Joe's been dead too. Like, it's like still all relevant questions.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember you ate a bunch of those steak tips last time, so I got like 17 orders of them. You're gonna eat them all, right? I mean,
Jesus
I can
Christ,
eat,
yes.
but like, fuck, it's like a week's worth of steak tips.
Also, that was 6 months ago. I can't even remember that far back.
Also, did you just spend $1,000 on steak tips?
For me?
You should not have done that. Like, and not like, oh, you shouldn't have. Like, no, you definitely should not have done that.
Yeah, no.
That was a poor choice.
No, I am definitely not worth that weight in steak tips.
No.
Yeah. And my grandfather's had like multiple heart attacks. He dropped dead when he found out like my cousin had died when I was like 6. And he dropped dead in the hospital. They said he's flatlining. And they brought him back in spite of everything. And he's had multiple heart attacks. He never had any fruit or vegetables growing up. We still trick him into eating them. We don't say it's in there like for like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
He'll eat that, but we'll like
There's like a
stuff
carrot
it.
in there or something.
There's a mixture. So he doesn't do that.
Does he wear glasses?
Barely. I think.
Th-
No,
That's what I was gonna say.
No.
I was gonna say.
I can't say.
I bet you he doesn't even fucking have to wear glasses.
That's
Bet you
really
he still
funny
sees great.
because
Pretty sure
none
it's
of my
defaults, no.
so my parents have had glasses their entire lives. My aunt and my uncle. My uncle definitely. So that's all of that generation, and I only know 3 of my 4 grandparents. None of them wore glasses.
Yeah.
None of them.
None of them.
Fuckers.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I know we always say
Fucking,
like,
my grandfather tried to drive home from fucking getting cataracts done.
I think we're actually devolving. Like as we're advancing in generation.
No, we definitely are.
I think we're actually
We fucking definitely are because our grandparents. So we're talking people born. I know your grandparents were older. Spoon.
80s right now.
Okay, so they're probably about the same age as mine.
My grandparents would be in the hundreds.
Yeah, your grandparents were old because your parents were the youngest of like a billion.
Yeah.
Like a different generation. Different perspective here.
Ooh.
But so none of they all refuse to die. Like they all just refuse to die. Like heart attacks, illnesses, whatever. They don't wear glasses. Don't fucking do this for me. Don't fucking do that for me.
They
Like,
don't trust
whatever.
banks.
Our parents, they all have glasses. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Well, my parents both have all gray teeth because there was something that happened back then where they did some nonsense, and everyone from their generation has gray teeth now. Like they fucked it up. They fucked up teeth.
Yeah.
So they just are stained. That's a thing, I guess.
I thought my mother's were stained because she drinks more coffee than I've seen anybody drink ever. I've also really concerned about her water intake, but I mean,
or lack thereof.
She's 61. I've never seen her drink a glass of water, so I guess something's working there. Actually, saw her the other day. She looks okay. I saw her at Christmas and it didn't look great, but I don't know what changed. I didn't say anything to her. I just let her be. But...
Probably had some fucking water. Was it humid that day?
Actually, I think I saw her. I think we were near the ocean. Does that change things?
Yeah, could be.
But
that ocean.
Yeah, but now everyone's allergic to everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
the next generation below us.
Oh,
everyone's allergic to everything.
Can't bring anything.
So
there's people that are allergic to cold.
Oh, I have the teacher that I was talking about before. She's allergic to the cold.
That's the thing.
I know
people
someone
are
who
allergic
is.
to cold.
I know someone who is. If you lined
up everyone that was born between 1906 and 1936.
That's what I was gonna say. So my grandpa was like 31.
And said, "Hey, guess what? People today are allergic to cold." They'd be like, "Fucking pussies."
Oh, to be fair, I feel like people were probably allergic to the cold back then, but they didn't have the luxury of surviving. So those people might have been like, huh, maybe that's why my sister died. Because of that.
Died suddenly.
Yeah.
She
In
No,
a
had
snowstorm.
hives.
Like I know a guy, like when it gets super, super cold, his hands fucking swell up, and if he even like hits his hand off a desk, it's gonna start bleeding.
Shattered. Yeah, the teacher I work with, she gets like a red hand.
Yeah.
It gets hives.
It'll get vertigo too.
She can't drink too cold of like coffee because she's like, oh my fucking throat's swelling. Like that kind of
Imagine
nonsense.
that.
You gotta live
Imagine
that way.
that.
People are allergic to a temperature.
It's not even a
Hey, I'm
thing.
allergic to a temperature around 250. Or what is a steam room? Because
212.
the
Oh,
saunas.
the water boils at 212, so
Oof.
we're all allergic to water at 212 because then your blood starts to boil and then you die.
It's
And
not
then,
me in the sauna. I'm allergic to like.
A lot of us are allergic to falling into water at about 30 degrees or like 25, depending on the wave current and the
Yeah.
salt content. But like, let's say call it a lake.
The
That
hippos
lake's
get you.
about 20,
Yeah.
and you're gonna fall into it. Yeah, you're probably allergic to that too.
Yeah.
The hippos get you. Hypothermia.
See, the hippo was loose in fucking
Ah, fuck.
some
hippos.
state.
Oh really?
Fuck.
Hippos are the most dangerous animals to humans in the world. They kill more humans every year than any
Yeah.
other animal.
And they're fucking out. Did I send? I hope I sent it to her.
I might have just made that statistic up.
Humans
Well, no,
are,
that's not true
humans are the
because
most dangerous thing in this planet.
only white ones though.
Yeah.
White humans are the worst.
I don't know. Black people in Africa have malaria.
That's what I was gonna say. I think
I don't know if
mosquitoes. I think mosquitoes kill the most humans, but
Yeah.
there's
but
a
it's
loop. There's a loophole there because
It's a
mosquitoes
disease.
aren't animals; they're insects.
And it's a disease that they spread. And
Yeah.
They're not just fucking eating
So
it.
I think hippos are the
Right.
deadliest
Yeah.
animal to humans.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Because mosquitoes fall into the.
I think crocodiles are.
I
actually-
thought I sent it to Michaela. I didn't.
Ah.
But there was a hippo loose.
Fuck.
I don't know what town, what city.
Is it here? Please don't.
Not here.
Say it's here.
But
Talking about old people, I
that
don't
being
live
said,
there.
as humans are devolving,
Yes.
dogs are definitely evolving.
Oh yeah.
I saw a dog pushing around someone in a wheelchair.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I'll show
Like
you.
on its hind, like up on two legs.
yeah.
Ah,
I mean, some dogs are.
Do you want to be in the?
some are
Do you want to be in the?
raw
I would say,
meat.
do you want to be in the dog loop? Cause I usually send a lot of dog videos throughout the day.
Oh, let's fucking go. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
These
And
people.
and he couldn't be fucking happier.
No, he's the best.
So
Oh,
when
that's what they said about
thinking-
the elephant that painted the picture, but they were whipping him.
when thinking about how can you
Gotta make it dark.
brutal, absolutely brutal. You
Sorry
two.
for my outburst.
Absolutely brutal.
Ooh, as you were saying.
I was just gonna say, if you're trying to figure out like how you need to act during these times, just think, what would a dog do?
Yeah.
Dogs aren't
Do
woke.
you want to
They
play
didn't
fetch?
post- They didn't post the black fucking square. Dogs aren't woke. Get over it.
Dogs are racist. Hot take. Dogs are racist.
They are not.
Title of the episode: Are dogs
I'll tell you
racist?
right now, they're not. And and if they were back in the day, that's because of who was fucking telling them
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, but they didn't post a black square.
That's because they don't have thumbs.
But they have Instagrams.
They had their chance. Hey, they had their chance at thumbs. Raccoons did.
How did they botch their chance at thumbs? Did they just want to play instead?
They botched it quite racistly.
If they were woke, they would have had thumbs.
Yeah. Cats, obviously.
Some cats have thumbs.
What?
Have you seen that?
I mean, I've seen
Those are
dogs-
definitely
dogs
called
have a thing
raccoons.
of
Have you
that.
seen cats' paws that have? Some cats' paws have thumbs.
It sounds like dog thumb, which is up here.
No. This is like a legit. It looks like a mitten.
It's adorable. I want a fucking cat to touch. Oh. Inappropriately though. Not.
Not inappropriately. Emphasis on the not.
I said it quietly.
You guys want to wrap this up?
We can.
Yes.
It's almost that time. Or it is that time actually. We're over an hour in. You guys got a final thought?
Yeah.
We
I would like to eulogize COVID-19.
Yes.
So obviously there's a couple things that we still have to deal with, but COVID-19 occupying your everyday life, thoughts, concerns, fears, over with.
Yep.
It's not important anymore.
What's important?
Fucking
Lives.
fucking like
all lives, bro.
yeah,
I like
all
this.
lives,
My
all
life-
lives, man.
They're wrong because my life does not matter.
No, mine does not matter.
No, my life also doesn't really matter.
You're the same.
So there's
Three huge
So-
pieces
so,
of shit right there.
so exhibit A, B, and C in the flaws of all lives matter. The
Yeah.
3 right here
Yeah.
don't really matter.
All lives don't matter.
Nope. But
Anyone who listens to this show now has the trump card. If someone they know posts something that says hashtag all lives matter, be like, go listen to Sarcasm Speaks. Those guys don't matter.
Those pieces of shit don't fucking
Nope.
matter.
No, we don't. I'll never pretend otherwise.
No.
But so today we bury COVID-19 occupying every fear, again, all of your emotions,
Yes.
because finally, and it's really shitty the way it had to come up, but a real issue has arose in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can stop worrying about this fucking thing. And sure, this thing, it's killed a bunch of people, but a lot of things kill a lot of people. And it's just something that, we got thrown at. In Jumanji, they send fucking killer bees at you.
Yeah.
We got fucking COVID-19.
Well, they also did send killer bees at us.
Yeah, barely.
We dodged. So one of my favorite memes, I saw this the other day. I sent it. I don't know if I sent it to you. I sent it to Finn, and it goes. It was a text meme, and it said, it was someone posting, and it says, whatever happened to those murder hornets? And then someone replies to it. I think it was a screenshot of Twitter or something. Someone replies to it and goes, "Oh, that was just a filler episode."
Oh, that's so true.
Just a filler episode.
So true.
I was talking about those.
The writers signed a contract for a 13 episode season, and they wrote 11, and was like, "Fuck, I don't know."
Yeah, it's like when
Murder Hornets.
it's like when we decided Punisher probably could have been 8 to 10 episodes.
Yeah.
But it was 13.
Yeah.
What are we gonna fill it with? No one's been talking about the desert locust, though. I guess they were talking about that in the Pentagon with my sources of knowledge.
Yeah, is there also an asteroid coming? And
No, it was in April.
hold on.
Not the fearmonger. They bred in 20-fold, so 20 times, and they're in like India now, and like the Pentagon was discussing them crossing the Atlantic at some point.
Let me
Like if they eat all the food.
let me
Locusts
please
suck.
let me please reference the Sarcasm Speaks Twitter for a second, because
When's the asteroid coming?
scientists say an apocalyptic bird flu could wipe out half of humanity.
Yeah, bring it on. Let's go. I will sign up for that.
I said that. At this point, bring it on.
Yeah.
That's what that was my tweet.
If that happens, can we actually lock down so we can actually experience apocalypse? Because if you guys kill me by accident, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. Because it's not that I want to live. I want to see the apocalypse.
I had always imagined, and I used to joke about this, like even back like around 2012 when we thought the world really was going to end, but
fucking mind.
before we realized the Mayans were just really bad at math and they were off by 8 years. I used to always joke around and be like, the way I think I'm going to go out is I want to be sitting in my front yard with a glass of bourbon and just watch the fucking nuclear cloud just roll in.
Fireball's coming.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm just going to drink my bourbon and I'm going to sit here.
What did you say, honey? It's like fireball's coming. Come on out.
You need more Fireball? Nope, got bourbon.
And look at it with me. It's coming.
But yeah, no, that's kind of always how I would imagine I would like to go out during an apocalypse scenario.
I want to go out in spite of it. That's part of my final thought, I think.
Okay. What else is it?
It's old, but relevant to old people. Because it's a meme that I saw about, it's actually like a true thing. There was a bird on an island that evolved into a specific type of bird, but then it went extinct on that island. And then other birds flew to that island and evolved back into that bird. So it was extinct, and then it came back from extinction.
Jesus.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and then the meme says, "I live in spite of life." And after talking about like old people and how fucking rugged they are and not dying, I kind of want to be the old person that like just fucking lives. Like, oh, he got hit by a crane and he's still alive. He doesn't have a torso. He's still fucking going out of spite. Like, I would love that. Just like the little bird.
Just like the little bird.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one. I like that. For my final thought is continuing with the apocalyptic theme here. So almost a dozen earthquakes have been recorded in clusters near Yellowstone Park in just 24 hours,
Oh,
So do you guys know about the super volcano?
I so know about it because it's the only realistic thing that's gonna fucking kill everyone.
Yeah. So
It's the only thing.
so
I don't
there's
know. This apocalypse.
is it Mount St. Helen? Is that what it is or no?
I thought it
Or
was.
is that a different volcano? There's just
Is it?
either way. I don't know the name of it, but there's a
No,
super
it's
volcano in Yellowstone Park that scientists have kind of figured out blow up. Every what is it like?
It'll take out
700 to like 1,500 years or something like that, and it causes like massive things. Maybe 7,000.
I think 7,000.
7,000 to 11,000 years.
Yellowstone caldera.
Yeah, super caldera.
Oh, I thought it was just Yosemite. Yosemite.
So they say it averages an eruption between 7,000 and 11,000 years. The last time it erupted was like
I'd say 11,000.
10,224 years ago.
So on Google,
Yeah.
I googled Yellowstone supervolcano, which comes up Yellowstone caldera, which is in Wyoming.
Yeah.
So Yellowstone's in Montana. Anyway.
But it's big.
It's on
It's
the
in a
border.
lot of different places.
Yeah, it's on
Question-
it borders into
Questions and answers. Later how Google does that.
Yeah.
First question: when will it erupt? Answer: anytime now.
Yes. No, seriously.
Is that post made in 2020? Because
Doesn't even say.
So here we
ahead
are
of their time.
with almost a dozen earthquakes in 24 hours. This article was posted on June 1st, 2020. An area near Yellowstone Park has been struck by nearly a dozen earthquakes on Friday, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. West Yellowstone and Montana reported around 11 earthquakes on Friday, with the strongest one measuring a magnitude of 3.1. The area has been hit by an additional 34 quakes in the last month.
Moo.
This thing is gonna fucking blow up, and we're gonna fucking all die.
December 31st, 2020. The last day it's gonna happen.
First, so I just went over what the first question on Google was.
Yeah.
Second question: where can I get front row tickets?
Have you seen 2012, that movie?
No.
Woody Harrelson's got front row tickets. He just looks at it, he's like, yeah, bring it on.
2012 or 2020.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I remember reading about it and all that. Oh, I read about it. Like it hits basically over to us where it won't kill us instantly.
Oh, you
but
know, I
we'll
got
probably choke to
I
death.
got that right here.
Oh,
That's in
you
the
wanna
next
say it?
next couple paragraphs.
Oh,
Oh, it gets better. It last erupted. So my numbers were way the fuck off, by the way.
Ooh.
I'm just a fucking retard. So the odds of it erupting in any given year are 1 in 730,000.
It's not that.
The last time it erupted was 174,000 years ago. So we're due. And in the now it says in the unlikely case that the supervolcano was to erupt, with the force of 1,000 Hiroshima atomic bombs.
Yeah.
We all know what happened in Hiroshima.
It's 1,000 cities.
Now times that by 1,000.
1,000 cities.
It would cause massive destruction in the United States,
Yeah.
along with other devastating natural phenomenons worldwide, including, but not limited to, acid rain.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, it's in a blackout with the sun, and all the crops will die. Acid rain, apparently.
Yep.
Becomes the whole survival thing.
That's what's going to happen. Heard it here first, folks. Sarcasm Speaks on June 2nd. Well, when this comes out, it'll be June 4th. And super volcano in Yellowstone's erupting on December 21st, 2020.
Honestly, if it kills enough people, I wouldn't mind just scavenging for food and just fucking living that way for the rest of the time. Seems kind of nice. Run into a couple of nice guys, kill them and eat them, and then move on. They should have been nice.
This is by far the best Q&A thing I've ever seen.
They're just self-deprivied.
When will Yellowstone caldera erupt? Anytime it wants to.
When it chooses. When it's had enough of our shit.
Yeah, which, hey, it's
You
getting
said it
pretty
was-
fucking fed up.
You said it was 700,000 years ago?
174,000 years ago is when it exploded.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, just before, I guess humans kind of existed during it.
Oh, Nikos is tweeting. This could be good. Or not tweeting, he's texting me. Oh fuck. Chicago, not good right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Check.
I don't know if it's a protest or a riot or a looting or if it's just Chicago.
Yeah.
But yeah, war's on.
That's not good.
They should
Bad news.
they should import Michael Jordan real quick. Just like, we have the Michael Jordan.
That's not gonna help.
No?
Nope.
They don't like him enough?
Nope, they are just lighting up Mexicans right now.
Wait, what? Like
Yeah.
cops or
Nope.
what?
People
Who?
in Chicago.
They just who? Mexicans?
Mhm.
Shooting?
Yep.
Black people? White people?
No.
Mexicans?
Mexicans are dying
Yes.
in Chicago.
Who decided to kill these Mexicans?
Well, it's Chicago.
We'll have that for the next episode of. Tune in later for the next episode.
Yeah, like that's coming from the horse's mouth too.
So, I looked up the volcano, the super caldera,
The way
in
we
Yellowstone.
the way we truly die.
So, it's also, hey, what the fuck? The major features of the caldera measure about 34 by 45 miles.
Yeah. It's
How many?
the biggest.
44 by 45.
34 miles wide by 45 miles long.
Okay, so that's
Like the
the
volcano.
distance
From this house
to Boston.
it is approximately 30 miles
To Boston.
More than that.
So Medford is 35 miles.
Yeah.
That's the volcano or the.
And
What's
that's,
Worcester?
And that's the short side.
What's Worcester?
There's I don't know straight shot. There's no straight shot.
It's like 40 miles.
Because you have to go
Yeah.
495. It's weird.
Goes around the city.
So from here to Medford is the shorter side. It's the 34 miles by 45 long.
That's the short side.
This is a volcano you're talking
This is
about?
how big.
Just
This is
the
how big the
volcano or-
volcano
Alright,
is.
not the park.
What's the big
volcano.
side?
45. It's 34 by 45.
Oh! I thought for some reason it wasn't like a perfect circle.
Oh no.
I thought when you said short side there was I assume volcanoes aren't perfect circles.
No, it's like an oval.
They're perfect.
But like the short side on the oval is 34 miles.
Could it be a rhombus? So I was thinking it was maybe like a rhombus
I mean,
situation.
it could be whatever. It could be whatever you want.
I guess it depends on how you draw it,
Fucking
right?
pick your math term.
I mean, realistically,
We're all gonna
it's an oval. But so yeah, it's 34 miles long by 45 miles wide. Fucking massive.
It's not that big. I mean,
The largest eruptions happened 2.1 million years ago, 1.3 million years ago, and 630,000 years ago.
yeah,
Those were like the major ones.
those massive.
And then the
eruptions.
last time it erupted in general was 174,000 years ago. So I don't know math on that, but I'd be willing to say like every 700,000 years, we get a big fucking boom out of that thing. And the last big boom was 630,000 years ago.
Oh fuck! So we could be within 70,000 years of this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But it's all rough estimates, which means it's going to happen this year.
No, it'll happen after like the human race has like progressed past the bullshit and become perfect. We haven't left the planet successfully. We're just right there. It's next year, and then we're all dead.
COVID-19 will be gone.
Yeah.
Racism will be gone. No,
Yeah.
it won't. But and then
Oh, next
volcano
time.
hits. The volcano erupts the day fucking
Yeah.
everything's fine.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
And I thought I was a fucking clown.
Honk honk.
God.
Well, that's going to do it for us, everybody. Thank you for watching if you're on YouTube. Subscribe to the show. Keep telling everybody. We got another subscriber the other day. That's great.
All right, let's go.
I think we're up to a whopping 14 subscribers on YouTube.
Ooh.
But we get a decent amount of views at least. So if you're watching and you're not subscribed, just click the subscribe button, dude.
And you can hit the thumbs up. That would like the
Yeah,
like the
yeah. Give us a like too. It jumps the video up in like the rankings, so when people like search and shit, like they'll actually find our video. So if you like the video and you're watching it right now, actually click the like button and subscribe too. And then also, wherever you're listening right now, thank you. And subscribe there as well. Whatever it is. iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, fucking Anchor, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Keep telling everybody about the show. We're getting, I can't tell if we're actually getting more popular or people are just starting to go back to work. But
it's
our numbers of downloads on the show are almost back to pre-quarantine, so that's pretty cool. So thank you guys. Keep it up though. Keep spreading the word. And you can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_Speaks, and Facebook page is just Sarcasm Speaks. And until next time, thanks for letting us fucking rant in your ear all night. Good night, everybody.